Good morning. Welcome to Basic Electrical Engineering Unit 3 Transformers Lecture 17 Transformer Equivalent Circuit. So today's topic is Transformer Equivalent Circuit. The terms related to equivalent circuit, how do we get an equivalent circuit is the transformer windings are made up of mainly copper, that is it's a conductor, very good conductor, but has some internal resistance. Hence, primary and secondary windings have finite resistances R1 and R2. Apart from this, the primary winding and secondary winding also has some flux that is giving rise to a reactance component regarded as the leakage reactance of the transformer winding. So therefore, transformer is considered to consist of resistances R1 and R2 and reactances X1 and X2 in series with the respective windings. The no load component. When there is no load, the current will be no load current, and that no load current has to supply magnetizing component and core loss component, that is Im and Iw. Im is the magnetizing component, I naught sin phi naught, and Iw is the core loss component, I naught cos phi naught. Now Iw supplies for no load losses, that is core loss resistance R naught, and magnetizing component is assumed to flow through a reactance which is magnetizing reactance X0. So R0 and X0 are the no load components which are connected in parallel. The combination of R0 and X0 is called exciting circuit, parallel combination. From the equivalent circuit, as we'll see next, R0 will be equal to V1 by Iw and X0 is equal to V1 by Im. The core loss resistance R0 and magnetizing reactance X0 of the transformer are determined by open circuit test of the transformer. This is one of the tests that is conducted to determine R0 and X0. What are the primary components? As we have seen already, the resistance R1 and X1 are corresponding to the winding resistance and reactance of the primary winding, and R2 and X and total current I1 on the primary side is equal to the phasor sum of I0 and I2 dash, where I0 is the no load component and I2 dash is the current that is flowing in the primary winding. The total current is the vector sum of I0 and I2 dash. We'll see in the circuit as well. Now I2 dash is equal to K into I square is the additional primary current that will flow due to the load connected on the secondary side. Now secondary component, as you know, as we have say resistance and reactance in primary, we also have resistance and reactance in secondary, denoted as R2 and X2 because it is the secondary. And load impedance ZL can be resistive, inductive or capacitive, any load that can be connected. So equivalent circuit of a transformer is further simplified, transferring all the quantities to either primary or secondary side. You need to transfer, because they are not physically connected, you need to transfer either from primary to secondary or secondary to primary for ease of calculations. So this is done in order to make the calculations. So this is the equivalent circuit of the transformer. You just need to remember this you have to remember first. As you know, this is the primary winding, this is the secondary winding, and we'll consider this as an ideal transformer, and these are the core, and E1 is the EMF induced in the primary winding, E2 is the EMF induced in the secondary winding, R2, X2 are the resistance of secondary winding, resistance and reactance, and R1, X1 are the resistance and reactance of the primary winding. As I told you, you'll have some I0 component. This is I0, which is the combination of Iw and I mu, so that is R0 and X0, core loss component and magnetizing component, and V1 is the supply voltage, V2 is the load voltage, or ZL is the load impedance, the voltage across this is V2, and Z1, Z2 are the impedances of the primary and secondary winding. So this is the equivalent circuit diagram of a transformer. First you need to write V1 with R1 X1, V2 with R2 X2, and there is a transformer. This is a no load component, this is the load, V1, V2, E1, E2, R1, R2, X1, X2, Z1, Z2. So I1 is the total current. This is the sum of I0 and I2 dash. I2 dash is the current flowing through this, and this will depend upon the value of the load connected. So for the ease of calculations, we need to transfer the circuit from secondary to primary. or from primary to secondary. Sometimes we'll do primary to secondary, and from sometimes we'll do secondary to primary. Now if we are looking at the equivalent circuit referred to primary, that means secondary components must be referred to primary. Secondary, there are R2 and X2. Now if we connect these components without the winding here to the primary side, this is called as R2 dash and this is X2 dash, and this is load resistance ZL dash, which is ZL by K square. We'll also see R2 dash and X2 dash values, and the rest of the circuit will remain same, and E1 is equal to E2 dash. All the components on the secondary side of the transformer are referred to primary side as shown in the figure just now we have seen, and R2 dash X2 dash ZL dash are the values of R2 X2 ZL referred to primary respectively. R2 X2 and ZL are the components of secondary, but now they are referred to primary. The values of these components are obtained as follows. R2 dash is equal to, we can obtain the value of R2 dash by dividing R2 by K square, X2 dash by dividing X2 by K square, and ZL dash by dividing ZL by K square, where K is the transformation ratio N2 by N1. The currents I2 and voltage E2 are also transferred to primary side as I2 dash and E2 dash respectively. The expressions for E2 dash and I2 dash are E2 dash is equal to E2 by K and I2 dash is equal to K into I2. So transferring secondary parameters to primary parameters, this is a complete one. Whatever we have seen in the last two or three slides, this is R2 dash is equal to R2 by K square, X2 dash is equal to X2 by K square, ZL dash is equal to Z2 by K square, E2 dash is equal to E2 by K, I2 dash is equal to K into I2, K is equal to N2 by A1. So this is R2 dash, X2 dash, Z2 dash, X1, R1. Now R2, X2 were previously on the secondary side, now they are connected to the primary side. So this is the equivalent circuit referred to primary. So previously we have referred the secondary parameters or the components to the primary, mm, that is R2, X2 and Z2 were referred to primary as R2 dash, X2 dash and Z2 dash or ZL dash. Now we are trying to make an equivalent circuit of transformer which is referred to secondary side. That means R1, X1 and E1, V1 must be transferred or drawn to the secondary side, that is like R1 dash, X1 dash, V1 dash, I1 dash. Now what are these values? The equivalent circuit of a transfer referred to secondary is shown in the figure. The components R1 dash, X1 dash, R0 dash, X0 dash are the primary components referred to the secondary. The expressions for them are, there we have divided by K square. Now in this case when it is referred to secondary, you need to multiply by K square. R1 dash is equal to K square into R1, X1 dash is equal to K square into X1, R0 dash is equal to K square into R0, X0 dash is equal to K square into X0. This is what you will get generally. The primary voltage and currents will also get transferred to the secondary. That means I1 dash, V1 dash, I0 dash, E1 dash, and these are given as I1 dash is equal to I1 by K, E1 dash is equal to K into E1, I0 dash is equal to I0 by K, where K is the transformation ratio. So this is the equivalent circuit when referred to secondary side. R1 dash, X1 dash, I0 dash, R0 dash, X0 dash, V1 dash, E1 dash, and so on. And these are the values that are referred to the secondary side. Whatever we have, this is a summary of this previous two slides. Now we can also have some approximate equivalent circuit as the values of the winding resistance and leakage reactance are so small that V1 and E1 can be assumed to be equal. Therefore, exciting current drawn by the parallel combination of R0 and X0 would not affect significantly if we move it to the input terminals as shown in the figure. Previously this was connected after this. This is a circuit, equivalent circuit, that is referred to primary actually, R2 dash, X2 dash. As you can see, when you get R2 dash and X2 dash, there are no more components of R2 X2. That means R2 and X2 are referred to primary. That means this is the equivalent circuit referred to primary, and here you will have the no load component I0. Now we are shifting this to this point, which is actually there will be a small error, but for ease of calculations will shift to this point, so that you can add these components. Now what is total resistance? R1 plus R2 dash. What is the total reactance? X1 plus X2 dash. What is the total impedance? Z1 plus Z2 dash. This is what happens. Now it's possible to combine resistance R1 plus R2 dash and X1 plus X2 dash, so that R1 plus R2 dash is the common equivalent circuit of the transformer referred to primary as R01. Therefore R01 is equal to R1 plus R2 dash. Similarly X1 plus X2 dash is obtain the equivalent reactance of the transformer referred to primary X01. Therefore this will be the circuit R01 X01, when R01 is equal to R1 plus R2 dash, X01 is equal to R1 plus R2 dash, or X1 plus X2 dash. This is not R1 plus R2 dash, it is X1 plus X2 dash. So the total impedance will be Z01, which is a combination of R01 and X01. So this is the simplified equivalent circuit or the approximate equivalent circuit of the transformer. Since I0 is very small compared to I1, it is less than 5% of full load primary current, I0 changes the voltage drop insignificantly. That means I0 does not have much effect, so you can also neglect that parallel circuit. So this is also like a summary of the previous slides, so that you can combine the resistances and the reactances. That is what is shown in this approximate equivalent circuit of the transformer referred to primary. Even you can draw this circuit without this parallel component. That was about the equivalent circuit of a transformer when referred to primary and secondary, and the approximate equivalent circuit. And there are some questions that are generally asked in your external question papers, or maybe in some interviews. Two important questions that are very frequently asked: why the transformer is rated in kVA, not in kW, kilovolt ampere, and not kilowatts? Copper losses depends on current which passing through the transformer winding, and while iron losses or core losses or insulation losses depends on voltage. Hence total transformer loss depends on volt ampere, not on the phase angle between voltage and current. Means that it is independent of the load power factor. That's why the transformer is rated in kVA, not in kilowatts. This is the exact reason for why a transformer is rated in kVA. Also we don't know which load you are going to connect to the transformer, so it should work for all the different power factor loads which are to be connected to the transformer. Transformer is just a mediator between the alternator supply and the domestic appliances. So it's not that it is not an appliance exactly like a motor or a generator, wherein you'll have some rating as kilowatts, a per particular power factor it is operating. Transformer is a device which for to which any load can be connected with some power factor, so it should be able to provide sufficient current and voltage to the connected device. So it's actually rated in kVA, kilovolt ampere, not in kilowatts. The basic difference between these two, kVA and kW, is the power factor. Power factor is existing in kW and power factor is absent in kVA, the simple point. And the other question that is generally asked in exams or interviews is, what will really happen when DC is applied to the transformer? Or can we get voltage at the secondary side of the transformer when the DC voltage is applied? These are the other two questions. I mean, apart from why a transformer is rated in kVA, these are the other two questions. This is a continuation of the yellow highlighted question. When a DC voltage is applied to the primary of a transformer, due to low resistance, windings act as short circuit across the terminals of the DC source that lead to flow of heavy currents through the winding, resulting in overheating of the winding. Eventually, the source or the winding will be damaged, and the effect of current on the winding depends on the applied DC voltage. That means whenever you are giving some DC voltage, because the winding resistance is very small, uh, it gets overheated and it may burn. But it also depends on the value of the DC voltage that you are giving. If let's say, if you see, nothing will happen if 5 volts DC is applied to 50 kVA transformer. That is, rating of the transformer, winding resistance, and how powerful the DC source is, what matters actually. So if it's very high, so let's say 50 kVA, if you are applying a very high voltage of DC voltage to this, obviously due to the low resistance of the winding, it will burn. No, can we get voltage at the secondary side of the transformer when DC is applied to the primary? No, there will not be there will no there will not be any output at the secondary, but a sudden spike can be recorded due to initial inrush and nothing else. So whenever just you are giving some DC voltage, immediately after that there will be a voltage that is built up, a spike that is recorded, but there is initial, because of the initial current, but it does not last for a long time. So these are some of the questions, and you have to learn them. Thank you. So this is the end of the lecture 17, Basic Electrical Engineering, Unit 3, Transformers. Today we have seen what is the equivalent circuit of a transformer. Equivalent circuit referred to primary, equivalent circuit referred to secondary, and their expressions, and the approximate equivalent circuit, and also uh, different questions like why a transformer is rated in kVA, what happens if this is applied to the transformer, is there any voltage that is available at the secondary of the transformer if the primary is excited by DC source. So if you have any doubt, you can go through the lecture once again, and you can have a clear idea about the equivalent circuit and these types of questions. And this is the end of the lecture 17. Thank you.